And we're live.
Hey,
Hello, Gail.
hey, Danny, how are you doing?
Woohoo! I am good, good, good. Thank you, everybody in the chat. And thank you for all who will be watching the replay. I'm Danny, and this is my ET friend, Dr. Gail.
Yes, ET World.
ET World. So, lots of great questions. I put this up on the community page, and we got a lot of questions. So, Dr. Gail, before we get going, because I got a whole bunch of new subscribers, and they may or they may not know who you are. So, in 3 words or less.
3 words. Okay, 3 words left. I would say I am an alien or ET medium.
Oh, that's good.
Starseed healer. So my channel deals with the ETs or the aliens or galactic beings, whatever you want to call them. Aliens is usually the word that people who are new are familiar with. And my channel is a place where you can come talk about your experiences that you've had in the past, and people are calling you crazy and or dismiss what you're saying, that you can come to my channel and express or talk about that. You'll find your community who have been having these experiences.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you're the only one in your family that's having the experiences and not anybody else is. Sometimes your whole family is, but
right.
My channel is where we talk about it, where we learn about each other's experiences and we discuss it and we find out if that truly happened or did happen, whatever. And
just exploring that.
Yes, exploring. And it's a channel that's just for people really who have experiences. People who haven't usually go running, kicking and screaming and go, who's that crazy girl talking? So anyway, that's what I am. So my name is Dr. Gail. I am a nurse and a chiropractor. And I had my first 2 that I remember ET experience back during COVID. Of course, to find out later, all my experiences have come forth with me remembering them.
Yeah.
So enough? That good? Synopsis?
That was good. That was, over 3 words. But
It was a lot more than 3 words.
The first. I love the very beginning. The 3 words you said. You are ET medium.
Yeah, or alien, whatever is comfortable.
Alien ET medium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I use the alien a lot just because there's people who don't even know what ET is.
Yeah.
Or galactic.
They will. They will.
They will, but by that time we might even have a different terminology because they do change the terminology all the time.
Yeah, yeah. And so my beginning with this ET awareness was I had a reading, and somebody, when I first started on YouTube, and they said, you have 3 aliens around you. And I went, I'm thinking this medium is going to talk to me about a departed loved one. She goes, who are these ETs around you? And I went, what? And so I would also, while I was doing my political nonsense reads, I would get people in the chat going, hey, I see an ET behind you. And I'm going, what is going on with this? So I did a week of different psychics and their ET experiences. And so many people were needing a place to go to. Mm-hmm. And you are one of the premier people that offer that safe space, because it is scary as hell.
Right. And I'm looking at Karen Johnson saying, hello, everyone. Having grown up in southwestern Virginia, I didn't tell many people that I was seeing UFOs. So, because during the time, especially when we were coming up, people were said, oh, they're crazy when they're talking about their abduction or seeing UFOs.
Right.
Oh, they're crazy. They were ostracized. They were, thrown out of their communities practically. So it's almost like we're coming out of the closet together, finding each other.
Yeah.
And the sport, because I grew up in the South too. So we didn't talk about those things.
Yeah. Hey, Paula. Good to see her in Juno. Yes, yes, yes. And Annie Bear. Hello, 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 everybody. In Juno, I see Juno's there. Juno's going on a big move.
Oh yeah,
Woohoo!
we're in the middle of the big move.
And hey, White Dragon. All right, so I love the space that you create, so that, and it does get way out there. The questions that are presented are, I'm like, where did these people come up with? But it's always safe, which is why I don't comment. I think I'm blocked from your channel because I go, that's a crazy comment.
No, you're right. I mean, the audience comes up with the greatest questions that we would never even think about. I mean, their experiences, people's different experiences. I mean, I love when they're coming in talking about different things or asking questions about different things, because you would have never gone there. You would have never thought about it.
Exactly. And when the way that we become aware of, like, our ET friends, like, oh, you got 3 ETs behind you. And I'm like, really? So I do. They're 4. But if you're not even looking in that direction, you're never going to see them. So if you start opening up to the fact that that vibration is around you, and start focusing on the vibration and getting messages and seeing different signs or whatever, for me, a lot of it is in meditation and journeying and just going there, going to that space and letting the imagination take off.
There's also a lot of fear towards it. As I said, some people's reactions are. So you can come to the channel and talk about it, and you don't have that fear to everybody around you knowing what you're doing or what are you talking about. You have a tribe of people who know what you're talking about, your experiences, and they can identify with it.
Yeah.
And as I said, it's very common that there's only one person in a family who's having those experiences. And so if they talk about it, they look at, oh, that's an imaginary friend, or you're crazy. You didn't go up on a spaceship. That didn't happen to you. They totally dismiss it because we were taught to dismiss it.
Yeah. So one of the things that I've been picking up lately, and which is setting boundaries up for your ET friends and guides. And I heard it when you and Mary were talking, and Mary goes, no, I don't let them do that. They don't touch me. No, you do not touch me. And you mentioned it just before, and you're really good at that too. Me, I'm like, okay. And there needs to be, you get to have a relationship with them, right?
Right.
Yeah. And you get to say, no, that's too far. I'm not ready for that. Dial it down. Oh, I get, you told me that. You go, Danny, tell him to dial it down. I can do that. Yes. Oh, thanks.
Yeah, you have control over how much you're going to receive. In fact, I'm going through that right now, where I've been stubborn and denial on the journey they were trying to take me on for the past week. And
I'm sorry. Wait a minute. You're stubborn?
Yes, I was on this journey. I've always had such control of journeys, and this one I was not. And I was not prepared, and I was being dragged into it. And so, I was going kicking and screaming, and I put up my parameters, and I had to say, this is what I need to do this. And I was pretty bad.
Yeah. One of the things, I'm just glancing over at the chat. Number one, for the people in the chat, I'm new at this live stream with chat. So if I miss a question, I apologize. But what Annie Bear was saying, which for me, it's a key to this, any kind of metaphysical journey work, going into that quiet space, it's only of the light. You don't want to go into the dark spaces. You always, for me, I'm always in the light. There are some people that can deal with it. They have Jesus. They have their angels with big swords.
That would be
But
me dealing with negative entities and things.
yeah,
Yeah, I
and
have.
so, and if somehow some negative energy seeps into my circle of light, well, I have a phone number.
You
Gail, help me.
and that's what I'm here for those kind of things, to help the light workers through some of these negative things that might show up. And we're all stronger than whatever shows up in our life. And we
Yeah,
are able to say, go away or run away. They're different things, but sometimes you need a little security or help or
sure.
somebody just to know a little bit more what's happening. So that always helps. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Well, and it's the outside perspective
right.
that gets a lot of clarity to it. Um, and for me, reading on the subjects that I read, some of these people are, they're not of the light. And
Right.
so it's really important for me before I start reading any of that stuff, the political stuff, is I'm really saying a lot of prayers. I'm using smudges, and there's a whole process that goes on. Somebody commented a couple days ago about none of the readers are smudging anymore or doing their protection. I'm like,
I've,
and
I've,
you're
I've got a candle, I spray, I ring a bell. I do all sorts of
all sorts of,
clean my space before I even go live or anything. Yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah.
I clean house.
So and there's a lot that goes on behind camera
Yeah.
before we open up. But for those of us who are, starting out, yeah, it's super important to clean house, you know, and get your protection set up. So,
But also, I don't deal with that as much as you do with somebody negative coming into the chat, because somebody like that is not going to find a home in my chat. Those are the people that are going to run around going, "Gosh, look at this crazy person, those people. What are they talking about?" So they don't stick around. They're running away. They're running
yeah,
where they're to their comfort zone, which is
right.
okay. You want everybody to be in the space that they're comfortable with.
Yeah. Well, I think,
Well, no, I mean, I've dealt with this way back when people were talking about, and I think we had a question kind of like that about your family being, bringing them along on the ascension process, increasing their vibration, and your family's over here in 3D, and you're moving along and they're not coming with you.
yeah,
Well, the thing is, you don't want to put them someplace they're uncomfortable. Let them be where they're comfortable.
got it.
If they want to be 3D, let them be 3D. They might need to do another lifetime in 3D where you're ready to go up to a different lifetime and a different scenario, a different vibration.
Yes.
So don't look at them as I've got to fix them. I've got to bring them along with me. No, they're not going to be comfortable being where you're at.
Yeah.
Just let them be who they're being and let them stay in 3D if that's where they're comfortable. And they will just do another lifetime in 3D until they're ready to ascend. So that is not your responsibility of bringing them along. You want them to be comfortable. Now, there are some people you're going to be exposed to just being you, being around, and you are going to bring them along. Those are the people you focus on. Those are the ones you help, with the ones who are interested in doing different things and moving away from that. But just let everybody be comfortable where they're at.
Oh, that was great. Thank you for that, because that was really clear and concise. A lot of times when I start talking about that, I go all over the place because I have so many thoughts. Um, but even when we're dealing with this low level energy, not trying to fix them, which I'm 100% with, because
Right.
I'm having a hard enough time fixing myself.
Exactly. And also, you want to really deal with the people who are ready.
Right, right. But even if they're not ready, what I'm feeling right now, even if they're not ready, they will see that you're moving on, that you're not getting caught up in the weeds. And it's almost like, how are you doing that? That's what they're thinking. How are you doing that? And maybe they'll pick up a bit or two for their next
Exactly. Next life.
incarnation.
Yeah.
Yeah. And go, I'm not going to be that negative. I'm going to be a little more positive, a little more light. And so, so they'll get something out of just being in your presence.
Right.
But you don't need to get into their energy. It's always observe, not absorb, stay above it, and not like look down, but just.
Right. We can't look at them as they're we're so black and white. Like they're not in the wrong. They're just in the place where they need to be right now. And so we want to say, oh, something's wrong with them. But no. Whatever they're needing to go through this lifetime, that's what they signed up for. So let them experience what they're supposed to experience.
Yeah. And see, my lower level 3D thoughts are, no, there is something wrong with them.
It is. I mean, we do go that way. I mean, I do, but I have to stand back going,
yes,
that's their journey. That's their journey.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a fun journey that we're on, isn't it?
Yeah, yes, it is. And I think our journey is so much more exciting than theirs.
And we've talked about this so often. It's like, we're doing this without drugs. Is that right?
Exactly.
We're going into space.
I think we just said that a few minutes ago before the show.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's just great. It's just great. So, all right. Let's see. I'm going to try to scroll up because I think we had you want to go to questions now, or where are we? What time?
There have been some great questions coming in, but I haven't been able to really hone in on them. But you had some questions you wrote down too, didn't you?
I did, and I'm going to get to them in a minute. Let me look at okay, well, we're going to start off with Juno real quick. Galactic insights about where my next home will be.
Juno.
Galactic insights.
Juno, have you?
Why did I see off planet for her?
Yeah, well, I want to know if Juno, has she moved yet? Has she?
No.
I know she was, okay, so she is still where she's supposed to be.
Yeah. Galactic insight.
All of a sudden, immediately I heard Arkansas.
Arkansas?
Why, I don't know, but that's immediately what I heard, Arkansas.
Arkansas. Well,
I was going crazy saying yes.
She'll love that. Arkansas.
How far is Arkansas from her? and do you know anybody there, Juno?
It's off. Arkansas is so off planet for Juno. I guarantee you that is off planet.
I don't know why I heard Arkansas, and that is certainly, Arkansas is not on my radar.
Huh.
So you throw some cards on that. You do know.
I can do that. I can do that at another time. But
here's
what
I want to hear. What, because she says she does know one person in Arkansas.
Okay. Well, the card that I got was go forward and where's my camera? Go forward and leave the past behind. So clearly, you're on the right path with this. You're well. I think she sold everything, so she's got to go.
It's not on her radar either, Arkansas. I don't know why that would be on anybody's radar, but why not Arkansas? I mean, I don't know anything about it. I don't know the crystals everywhere there. Oh, thank you, Annie Bear. Tell me more about Arkansas.
Oh, those crystals.
Oh, Dolores Cannon's from there too.
Oh,
crystals have been good.
Did I
just read that? Oh, Jennifer, she's from Arkansas. There you go. There's somebody else. Jennifer Cooper's from Arkansas.
Oh, Jennifer, how do you like Arkansas?
Crystal caves are beacon and hold high vibration. Wow. Wow. We're going to have to check Arkansas out. Juno has crystals from Arkansas.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I bet.
So how far is Arkansas from you, Juno? Eureka Springs is hippie also. It's amazing. Oh, wow. We're all going to go there. Eureka Springs, Arkansas.
Yeah.
The Ozark.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in the Ozark Mountains, so and it's so weird that there is so much of the community that I'm now involved with that I knew nothing about when I was in Missouri. And
Right.
there's a ton of woo-woo, metaphysical, lots of it.
Yeah. Juno should say it's a long way from me in Arizona. How far is it further than California is from you? I mean, I know it's different directions.
Yeah, way further. I'm not seeing it that much.
Okay.
It seems like because I did the using the sci-fi tarot deck on it. It just feels like it would be a lot of work, something that she should consider, but
Yeah, Paula's saying she used to live in a little town called Mountainburg, Arkansas, and it was wonderful.
yeah.
So she should consider it. Well,
Yeah,
then
I think so.
can you figure out another place where she should go? She wants to go to New Mexico.
New Mexico. I thought she was going to.
Well, California is now kind of out where she was going because of the fires.
Oh,
And being somebody who came from Mount Shasta dealing with fires, not only are you dealing with the fires, but you're also breathing all that when you're there.
yeah.
You're in this clean mountain air and you're just breathing ashes.
Yeah. You know, yeah. So, you know, I'll dig into this question a little deeper because it's such a personal question of where she wants to go.
Yeah.
And because I think for me, I would need to, you know, look at a map and go, where is this? And it just seems like Arkansas is it may be too much of a big shift for her to think about right now. And it goes back to, I got 3 ETs behind me. Hang on. Let me settle into, okay, now I can have a relationship with these spirits behind me. So I think that's it. She's maybe needs to wrap her head around it, but right now it's maybe a little too out there for her. Maybe in a week or two she'll go, yeah, okay.
Yeah, all these towns that they're talking about. I mean, that little hippie town, and then that mountain bird. I mean, we're learning about Arkansas right here in the chat, which is
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Let's see. She's been in New Mexico several times. I love it there. I don't know that I could handle the weather in Arkansas. What's the weather like in Arkansas? You can tell how much I know about Arkansas. And I don't even know, did I drive through there coming from California?
Yeah, I think you did.
Okay.
I think you did. Yeah. You know, there's special places in everywhere.
Right.
You know, you just have to find those
Is Arkansas right next to New Mexico?
no.
Okay. What's right next to New Mexico? Not on that. Oh, not on California side. On my
Yeah,
side.
you've got Texas, Arizona, Colorado north,
Well, going south.
and south is somebody needs to pull a map up.
Oh, okay. Arkansas is Tornado Alley.
Oh yeah.
And in the planet Janet saying Oklahoma. Anyway,
That's okay.
I immediately got Arkansas, so I don't know, and I don't know why I got Arkansas. Do you know? But that's just what immediately popped
Yeah,
in my head.
yeah.
So take it with a grain of salt.
I mean, I'm definitely look into it and see. Really, New Mexico's pretty cool too. It's cold, it's hot. Anyway, we'll try to narrow it down a little bit. Somebody was asking. I'm going to look at my notes here, but it is the wolf moon, full wolf moon.
Yeah,
Um,
beautiful, isn't it?
oh my gosh, yeah, 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 yeah. And so we had four. I think this is four paws acupuncture, and also Libby at Meister Tarot wanted to know about any energy going on with the galactic beings, with the full moon energy. But for Paws acupuncture, she asked, do the ET galactic beings work in cooperation with the elementals, the fairies known how do you say that word?
I think silkies.
Silkies?
I,
Slyphs.
I am not the person to ask.
Okay.
Somebody,
Undies? Undies?
yeah, and they're not pronounced undies. I think unday. I can't remember. Anyway.
Well, good thing they're not pronounced undies, because and I'd make fun of them. No, anyway, salamanders, etc. So, do the galactic beings work in cooperation with the elementals for the good of the planet?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, you know,
Arkansas.
my answers are like that. My answers are like blunt.
Yes.
Because it pops in my head. And so anyway, I worked with the elementals when I was in Mount Shasta. That's the first time I met them. Yeah. And I am the ET or alien medium. So that's who I deal with. And of course, I was immediately, went with the Lemurians and the Lemurians. And of course, it was the first time I ever felt like somebody was watching me when I was in Mount Shasta. And it was for probably about 2 months. I kept feeling like somebody was watching me. But anyway, they know about each other, so they are in cooperation with each other. The Lemurians, the elementals, the angels, the ETs, all of those are do collaborate.
Yeah, yeah, and I got that too. That they definitely collaborate. But let's flip it to, so I got yes as well. And so I know the elementals. I know that they are connected with the energies of the full moon, new moon. Do the ETs have any connection with our dealing with the energies of this wolf full moon?
Do the ETs?
Yeah.
Does that have anything to do with the energy of the wolf full moon?
Of the full moon, as we're down here on this planet, feeling the energies of that light shining on us, and how it shifts the water within the planet within us. Do they have any awareness of it? Do they have any?
Well, we have to look at this a little bit differently than that. We're looking at the energy from the moon, but we do know the moon is empty and they're inhabited in the moon. So are they aware how it affects Earth? Definitely.
Are they doing anything inside the moon that is a focused intention for us down here?
Some of it, but that's not their big projects. There is what I'm getting. That's not their main focus, but there is some of it. And I feel like what they're telling me is that the moon is kind of established. It does what it does. So they make sure it stays corrected or whatever, make sure whatever they're doing inside doesn't affect it to affect us is what I'm getting. But for the ETs or the galactic beings, they look at it differently. How we're asking about the energy coming from the moon, how it's affecting us, and now are they involved? Not really. Metaphysically, there's this coming from a different area. There's this more structural. We're working in the moon. We're doing these different things. We're doing experiments. We're training. There's a lot of training there.
Yeah.
So it's two different ways of looking at that.
A lot of training. Wow. Yeah. That I went, oh yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know what that means, but oh yeah, they're training up there.
Danny, you've been up there being trained.
Oh, no wonder I went, oh yeah.
Yes.
I have my own little pod up there. It's my own little space.
Yes.
What do you get from the sense of the ETs working with us on our ascension process?
Well, they're wanting us to join them. They want us to join us in the Galactic Council, Galactic committees. So they do want us to ascend, and join them and have a place on the universe and have a sitting, even though a lot of us are already doing that, but they're wanting us to be present and be there, being on the Galactic Council, but having some input.
Yeah. I feel that too. I think that there is, I mean, I really feel like they're strongly encouraging us, not getting involved, but just encouraging. Take that step.
Right.
Talk to the people behind you. They're not people, but, well, they could be.
I think sometimes, but this is here I see them sometimes going, wake up, this is what's happening. And I believe there's somebody on the other side of this camera here that went through that.
Oh. Who, me?
Yes, you.
They're still shaking me.
Yeah, they shook me this morning too.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. I'm looking through the chat. I'm not good at this.
Oh, gosh, Danny, nobody's good at it.
Okay.
And also, you have to think about whatever you see is probably the question you need to answer. And,
right.
So there you go.
Okay, so here's one from Mark, I think. Oh, by the way, say hello to Psychic Duck. No, she's not laughing at you.
Yeah, Paula's saying, I think you're doing great. Yes, Paula, he's doing great.
Thank you.
But when you're trying to read the chat, you're really wanting to address everybody, and you just can't talk and answer questions and see the chat. It's a lot.
Yeah. It's a lot.
Focus on it all at one time.
So
and you don't want to hurt anybody's feelings either, by not addressing them or seeing their question.
Say that again.
You don't want to hurt anybody's feelings by not seeing
right.
the question or whatever.
Yeah, right. So Mark goes, and this is the reason I said say hi to Psychic Duck, because huge Psychic Duck fan. This is good. Why are the guides and the galactic beings being so secretive in telling the readers all will be good, but not releasing any details? And I feel that can be shifted into why are our ET guides and ETs hanging around us not jumping in our face and being so loud and giving us the answers that we think we want right now.
I think our brains would almost explode if we got everything we wanted all at once. So
I agree.
I think we have to develop into receiving these answers and receiving our vibration increasing to receive all these things. And also, it's not just them. I think, a lot of it is that we're still battling, the fact that people do think we're crazy, or that this isn't happening. This is not real. You got all these people in your family who are saying that. So there's a lot of growing pains to go through before they can just say, here's all the information.
Right. Right. Exactly. Exactly. And yeah. Let me see what else I can get. DRC. She goes, now that I've been practicing standing out of the way, is there a way that she can balance the flow of energies? Because I guess there's heavy, light. Is there a
Right.
way? Yeah.
I
And
Well, I think we're all have issues with that. I don't think you're alone, and I do think we dip into. And I'm assuming you're talking about like 3D, 5D. I think we all dip in both areas, and sometimes we have both feet in both areas. But balancing it, I think you've got to give yourself a little grace on that, because sometimes you're going to sit there cussing somebody out, and all of a sudden go, "Ooh, that was 3D. I should be in 5D." So give
yeah,
yourself a little grace on those kind of things, because we are human. We are here to experience being humans, and that is some parts of being human and having to learn how to work with it all. So don't look at yourself as being, and I was guilty of this at one time. I've got to be perfect in 5D. I can't let my vibration dip. I can't do that, but that's not real world. So,
no,
so I don't think balancing you're just going to be dipping. It's more like a roller coaster. Okay. All
yeah,
right. I'm up here and I'm going, ooh, ooh, and I think that's more realistic.
right. And I think it goes back to like one of the first things that we were talking about. It's be just watch yourself where you are. Don't judge yourself on
Mhm.
um, oh, I'm not where I want to be. So you'll get it soon enough. And for me, it's all about going out and grounding on this beautiful planet that we decided to come onto.
Yeah.
So for our I know it's like, really, we really agreed to this. Yes, we did. And so when we ground back into the earth, and really tap into that energy and those elemental energies, that balances us out too. So yeah, don't beat yourself up for being 3D, because that's what we came here to be, and to learn how to be, to go through this process. So it is a process.
Well, I think a big learning part of it is that you realize you're there. You realize you're in 3D, whereas your friends and family who are in 3D, they don't recognize it, but you do. You
Yeah.
you can change. You can move away. It might be that you're there a shorter amount of time and realize what's going on, and you're jumping out of it. So I think, yeah, just give yourself some grace.
Yeah. Um, so I can't find this question, but I know it was there.
Okay.
Um, and I sent you that video.
Oh yeah. That's right. You did. I watched that last night.
Yeah, so I'm gonna post the link of the video in my community page so you guys can see it. And this was from China.
Yeah, that was pretty amazing.
Yeah, a few years ago. And I think I'm not, I'll just post the video and you guys can look at it. But what it was an image looking through the fog, the pollution of a city in China, and you can see another city above it, and in the outlines, in the clouds.
Yeah.
And some people, some 3D people were saying, oh, it's a mirage. Other people were saying, is that like a cloaked city? And so, there's certain people that will just go scientific straight off.
Right.
And then there's others that'll just go out into the sky. And so I think I'd like to be a little more balanced and say it could be either one,
And I
but
was like that too. I was going, it could be either one, but I'm getting it was a city.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that it was exposed.
Yeah.
And what kind of cities are up there like that? Do you know? I mean, I don't know anything about that either.
I don't know either. And I think so when I looked at that and I go, okay, let me go out there and say it is.
Yeah, I didn't look at it at all. I'm just looking at it for the first time. I wanted to be fresh.
Oh, okay.
Looking at it.
To me, it felt like it was a cloaking mechanism that, I mean, to me, it did feel like it was a city. It feels just like the spaceships in Shasta.
Right.
That you go, oh, they're just clouds.
Yes. Well, I got really big time. Yes, this was a city.
Yeah. And so, that's just something to go in and
yeah, something to explore, because I didn't know we had cities in the sky like that. And who are they? And what's first ask? Was that actually just a spaceship that looked like a city? I mean, that's a good question in itself. Is that a spaceship? No, it was not a spaceship. It's actually a city. It's an elemental cities. It's an elemental city.
An elemental city.
Elemental city. I did not know this. An elemental city.
So,
well, when I first started working with the elementals, and it was the gnomes, and they were in the trees, and they were asking me, I know this is going to sound even crazier.
It's safe here, Gail. You can go anywhere. This is a safe community.
And it was also another denial thing. Not me. I'm not going to. Anyway, they asked me to go connect the stars to the trees. And I had to do that in Alaska. And I think it was Puerto Rico. I think it was those two places where, and it had to do with their communication system through the ley lines. And I had to connect 3 stars in one place and 4 stars in the other place, and connect it to specific trees to connect their communication system. So if they're connected to the stars like that, and that's the gnomes that I was working with, then that would make sense that there might be cities up in the sky.
Yeah. Elemental ETs. I get.
They're not elemental ETs. It's just that they have cities in the sky.
The elementals.
The elementals have, obviously, I mean, that's what they're telling me. It's the elementals that in China, that was the elementals. That was their city that was shown.
Okay, so I'm just throwing some cards on this.
And it was the fairies, the air people.
The air people.
Yeah, you could throw some cards on that.
Yeah, I'm gonna switch decks because that one's not. Oh,
Clearing that air, huh?
What's that?
You're clearing your space.
Yeah, I didn't know I was doing it, but somebody did. Did you hear that bell?
I did.
It wasn't like I did that.
Oh, you didn't do that? I heard the bell. I just assumed you hit something.
Well, I did, but not on purpose. Not like, oh, I got to clear this space. So what is this? What is this elemental city? Is that?
See if it's the fairies. If it's the fairy city, that would make sense because the fairies are air. But it would make sense that it would be them. I did not know why I was connecting the stars to these trees, but as I said, they said it was their communication.
Yeah. Well, number one, I don't know if you can see this. We are not alone in the universe.
Well, that's a surprise.
Yeah. I know you needed to hear that, Gail.
Yeah.
So what do we got? What do we got? Let's see.
Rose is saying in meditation she saw a huge crystal city above Mount Shasta.
Who is this?
Rose.
Oh, Rose.
Yeah. So this city was seen in China, And so there's probably a lot more. I just think, I would just.
Yeah, the energy that I'm getting with this is it's that it's a really healing energy, um, and which kind of surprises me why the healing is there, but it is. But yet, it's like I got words cannot express it, create pathways. So as we're trying to manage our words to explain what this is, we just need to go follow the path in our meditations to connect with those higher dimensional elementals. And yeah.
Well, that was an issue with me with the elementals anyway, because and it's also the ETs. We have these structures of what everybody looks like. We want to put them in all these categories, and the more I have progressed, there's no way we can put them in categories. Even when I was meeting the elementals, as I said, first off, it was the gnomes, which I don't know if they're truly the gnomes, and the second ones were these beings riding fruits and vegetables, and they were humans. And I'm going, what do we call them? I mean, I don't know what they're called. They don't fit in any category, but they stayed with me all the time in Mount Shasta when they introduced themselves. And I always had these beings riding peas and banana. I mean, I know this sounds crazy, everybody, but that's what that was my journey in Mount Shasta. And I couldn't put them in a category. I said, they're flying, so maybe they're fairies, but I mean, they look like little humans. They were wearing regular clothes, riding these fruits and vegetables. And of course, the first time when they woke me up, they woke me out of sleep. And I thought, gosh, I must need to eat more fruits and vegetables and go back to sleep. And they woke me up 2 more times. And then I realized, okay, there's more to this than that.
Yeah.
More fruits and vegetables.
And do you think that I'm just gonna show that from Diana. Second time in chat, she's heard a bell played.
Oh.
We're in such okay, now how do I hide?
Just, yeah.
Got it. Okay. It's we're in such huge changing awarenesses. We just need to be open to all the changes that are coming and not judge, just observe and go with the flow a little bit and play in that energy, play in that, riding a stalk of broccoli.
That's right. The pea was the one that got me. The one riding. Yeah, one riding the pea.
Yeah. The other thing that you said that that resonates so well with that we try to put a 3D image on some of these things that we can't understand.
Right.
And there is, for me, in where I am right now, there is a benefit of cloaking this energy so that in a 3D shape, so that I can call that cloaking energy in a little easier and say, hey, could you sit down and have a chat? But normally when I'm feeling that energy, it's still just energy. It doesn't have a shape. It doesn't have a form. There are some things that I can cloak easier. And I think like Jesus, because I grew up with all the statues, that's easy for me to cloak that energy, and it helps. But there's other stuff. The Galactic Council of One, it's just not one. There's a lot of them, and it's uncloakable. However, there is a cloaking element to it that I use that helps.
Right.
So, yeah. Anyway.
Whatever makes you comfortable.
Well, thank you. Riding on a piece of broccoli makes me comfortable.
There you go. A little human.
Yeah, they laugh. You are so human. You crack me up when you say that.
all the
you
time.
were just
When I was on my first spaceship, they just laugh at me and go, "You're just so human. You're just so human." And it made it sound bad at first, but I don't think they meant it that way. But that's just how I was taking it.
yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, because anyway, I thought sometimes I was just there for entertainment for them. The things I did.
Well, that's why you're here on this channel, just for entertainment, Gail. That's it.
Okay.
All right, let's see. Oh, somebody was asking about, and I can't find it in here, about you said blue avians,
Yeah, somebody asked about the bird people.
the bird people.
Bird
And I'm like, bird people?
Yeah, the blue avians, and I pulled it up. I have a deck of cards that sometimes I use more as my reference points, and this is out of the Mystic Martian deck, and
Oh,
here's the blue avian right here, and
okay.
yeah, so they're bird-like people, and I'll read a little bit out of it. It says, blue avians are mammalian humanoid ETs with bird-like features. They're 6th to 9th dimension. They're tall and slender body frames. They are covered in soft bluish to indigo feather down. They're cool, calm, and diplomatic nature with profound and intelligent understanding. So they are, we see them a lot using orbs. The blue avians are a lot of orbs, and there's
Yeah.
and they do have teleportation technology. So that is the blue avians. In my experience with them, they are considered the ancient builder of race. They are the architects of this
Okay.
universe.
Okay.
The blue avians mission is largely to protect all of life and assist in the development of human ascension.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So my first experience of a blue avian actually is somebody who has a YouTube channel who is a blue avian, and she recognized me immediately when we were in a chat together. We were doing a class and we were put together, and she recognized me immediately, and she told me that she had blue feathers, and and that's how she looked. I was in my human form, and so that was my first introduction to actually somebody being one.
Wow. Wow. What about yellow avians?
I haven't met a yellow avian. Have you? Oh, the
Psychic
duck.
duck.
The duck. No.
Now, psychic duck has past lives and relatives as blue avians.
Oh, really?
Yes, of
Okay.
course.
There you go.
Of course. Jane, she popped up here. Explain why well, this is a good question. I'm going to kind of expand on it a little bit.
Okay.
Because people keep asking, especially with the space station, the ISS, where there are people stranded up there. Reportedly, I haven't not really dug into it or read on it, but that there are some viruses that have mutated and some people are getting sick that are up there. And I've had questions where they say, will the ETs help bring these astronauts down? Will they assist in that? And then you get ETs. Will ETs save the planet? And then what Jane was saying was, why are ETs keeping an eye on the nukes? And so with those three, we'll ask Jane's first. Are ETs keeping an eye on the nukes? And if so, why?
Because the nukes affect the whole universe.
Yeah.
Everything else that you have said only affects Earth.
Yes.
So the nukes, if they go off, they affect everything. So that's what they're concerned about. The other stuff, not so much. That's kind of our human thing to figure out. They might try to pop something in your head to give you the idea or whatever, but they really can't interfere with our free will.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I got too. That no, they're not going to save. No. And they go, no, they're going to. And I go, Well, maybe a higher dimension, maybe one of the hybrids that's working for NASA will come up with an idea.
Right. That's what I was going to say. It would be more likely that they would pop the idea in somebody's head on how to get them than them going in and getting them.
Yeah. And what's your thoughts on, well, like almost end the show on doom and gloom, on a space virus coming down from like the International Space Station onto the planet?
Are you asking if that's going to happen, or are you?
I think it's already happened.
Okay.
But let me ask you, has it happened?
Well, I would say it's probably every time we have a comet hit, there's things attached to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and those come from all different places. I mean, even they talk about the crop circles are kind of go off of those comets on where they hit the maps.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not real sure about that either, but I think that's why they keep up with the comets and they do those crop circles and are getting a big hits on that. This does help them keep up with the viruses and things that are affecting all different planets, not just us.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because viruses, well, to me, and I really haven't tapped into this at all, but it feels like they're part of the elemental area because
let's see.
They don't.
They're microscopic. So I wonder if would the viruses be part of the elementals? Now I'm thinking this is a whole different category.
Okay.
Like bacteria, microscopic. I'm not sure. Microbiology. Maybe that's microbiology. It's a whole different category. So we probably one day will have a different label, but right now I think that label is microbiology.
Well, and what I get with, what I get with this from when I pull the cards is, again, it feels like, well, okay, it'd be a good idea to tap into some of that energy.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And that, again, it's like we're still trying to put it in a box that doesn't need to be in a label. So are they part of the family of, that may not be the important question, but there is something to tapping into them. And when I even think about that, I get a little scared. I go, ooh.
I'm surprised we haven't gone there because that is a whole different category.
Yeah. And
it would be a good place to explore that because, well, you're scared because you think a virus is something that's going to harm you.
Yeah.
That would be your immediate reaction.
Right. And I imagine that there's really good viruses that I am not a medical. You're the doctor.
That's why I went, oh, that sounds like microbiology. I love microbiology. So
yeah. So
that would be a fun thing to explore.
So there are good viruses that cure us. Is that true or not?
I think so. I think there are good viruses. Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, we are at, I don't even know what time we're at.
Where's time?
55. You want to throw a card for everyone before we?
Sure, we can throw.
Do you have a galactic message from Galactic Gail?
Yeah, let's see if I'll pull out of my Starseed Oracle deck, and it says, "Fall into my arms," and so it's saying surrender, holding the opposites, extremes of life. So that we have been talking about this about just fall into what you're supposed to be, the 5D to 3D. Just surrender to it. Don't sit there and fight it, and don't punish yourself or beat up on yourself trying to bring others along with you. They're where they're supposed to be. So just surrender to who you are.
Yeah. Yeah. Great. And all right. I mean, I'm just gonna add to that great comment because that was perfect. And Mary Magdalene, she says, maintain compassion under pressure.
Oh, yeah.
And, and that's so it's the same thing that you were talking about, don't judge them. Have a little compassion too,
Right.
it's just like, okay, they're going through some stuff, we're going through it. And oh my gosh, compassion for ourselves as we go through this change,
Right.
right? It's like, give yourself a hug.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. All right. Thank you, Gail.
Thank you, Danny.
This has been fun, fun, fun.
As always, it's been fun. We'll be doing it again next month.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, save
All
up your
right.
questions, everybody.
Okay. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Hey, White Dragon, thank you for joining. Thank you, everybody. All right. Bye.
Bye.